Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Prina, and I'm a Senior Marketing Manager here at Salesforce. And today, I'm joined by Tim Halaska, who's the Regional General Manager of Digital Strategy at ToysRUs. And we're going to spend the next 15 minutes or so talking about how ToysRUs have been redefining e-commerce to be customer first. So Tim, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be talking about ToysRUs. I have some really, really fond memories of ToysRUs growing up. I grew up in the UK, in London, and my parents used to annually take me to ToysRUs, the big store on the Great West Road, to buy my birthday present. And it would be any toy or game of my choice. And it was such an amazing, amazing experience. And with all the adrenaline, inevitably, it would always be one of the DC comic superheroes. Batman was and still is my favorite superhero. And I remember one year that the Batcave and the Batmobile came out at the same time. And I remember going to the store, getting so excited picking that up, that I ended up actually forgetting to purchase Batman, the figurine himself.
Oh no, normally people forget the batteries, but not the actual key toy.
I know, right? So I spent the whole year with a lot of imagination play. I had the home and the car, but just, I missed out on Batman himself. So what about yourself? What are your memories of ToysRUs growing up? And are you able to share what your favorite toy was?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a similar story. I remember when I was a child and ToysRUs opened in our Sydney store near my house, and my dad took me to the store, and it was a 2-level place. And I was like, wow, look at this. I got my balloon, I got my show bag, and my Jeffrey the Giraffe paper hat. So I was a ToysRUs kid then, and we left the store with a Sega Mega Drive, which is like the greatest toy ever, and it still is. So that was my first memory of ToysRUs, and I'm somehow still there. But I guess now, in the capacity I'm in now, is I still have favorite toys. It's now this guy, Buzz Lightyear. So Buzz is here every day supporting us to infinity and beyond. It's great to relive my childhood every day, and we had Toy Story 4 come out last year. So it's continuing on. So I love it here. It's great.
Amazing. And I bet we've got you online thinking about how much your toys influence your childhood and your memories. And maybe you're thinking about your favorite toy right now. But I think that's the point, Tim, right? ToysRUs is quite an iconic brand in that sense. And it means a lot to children and adults alike, even across Asia. Can you tell us a little bit about how the organization is set up here in Asia and what your role is there at ToysRUs?
Sure. Well, ToysRUs, the greatest place on earth. Why would you be anywhere else? So we're now an independent Asia business as ToysRUs Asia. So we have stores across Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, and Japan. And we're supporting here in the regional office the different markets. I'm the regional general manager of digital strategy. So my goal here is to support the different markets to bring a great digital experience. To support our stores. Our stores are all about making them a destination for kids and fueling imagination. So we're trying to come up with a digital experience that complements that.
And Tim, you've been a Salesforce customer for a while now, and we're here to really talking about commerce and e-commerce. I'm wondering whether you can share with us what were some of the business challenges that you were looking to overcome, and why did you make the shift from the bricks and mortar to the digital e-commerce world?
Sure. Well, originally with our e-commerce platforms, we had each market running separately. So they all had their own systems running in silo. So what we found is each team in each market was just focusing on the basics, uploading products online, and kind of that was it. So we weren't really focused on anything that was driving sales. So all our capital investments were spent on things like stability and maintenance of our platforms, but none of that sales driving stuff. So we needed a system that would be able to do the heavy lifting for us so it can evolve and we don't need to focus on that as much, and we can focus on our customers and fun and play, which is what we're doing. In terms of where bricks and mortar sit, we still have our stores. We've opened 50 stores last year, in fact. So stores are vitally as important, especially across Asia, where customers want to get out of their houses and take their kids somewhere fun for the day and really experiencing that. So we really need our stores, and we're not replacing the stores. In fact, we use our stores as warehouses. So we ship our orders from most of our stores are shipping our orders. So it's really important for us that we have that relationship with our stores. Our customers see us as one channel. So we need to make sure that we represent ourselves as one business to those customers.
I really like that. That it's important to have that sort of familiar feeling across the online presence and in store, and the experience that you're trying to give to your customers. In fact, I guess retail is quite a traditional industry in that sense, and we speak to a lot of customers who are retailers. They come up with different sort of digital transformation strategies for themselves, but in a sense, they always come up with some sort of familiar obstacles. And I'm wondering if we can talk about that. So we're hearing from our customers that they get some barriers to entry around leadership buy-in or stakeholder buy-in. I'm wondering whether you can touch on how you navigated that. How did you navigate getting leadership on board with your digital transformation plan, and especially around Salesforce as a technology as well?
Yeah, well, change. No one likes it, especially in a retail environment where we've been the same for years and years and years. So it's been quite challenging. I guess the business has always seen e-commerce as that team in the corner that do the fancy stuff online, and it doesn't affect me. So they've always seen us as a separate business, and we had our business doing online only deals or in-store only deals, and really creating these friction points for our customers and really treating it like a business. So we have, luckily we have support from our senior leaders. So that's helped drive change for our business. And we've seen a lot of change recently with COVID-19, which has forced our customers online because we're the only channel. So suddenly all the people in our business are looking at e-commerce 100%. What can I do to help? Oh my God, the sales are great. And they can see the potential now. So the figures are speaking for themselves, and now the business is engaged, and we're kind of becoming more intertwined. The other important thing is the engagement of our stores. For us, we ship our orders from our stores, or most our orders from our stores. So we don't want to make sure that the website is not a competitor to our stores. Because why would a store pack an order for another company? And that's the way they were seeing us. So we need to make sure that we are recognizing the store's efforts for what they're packing, so they see it as part of their job and not just this other thing I have to do. So that's really important. In terms of where we are with Salesforce, at the time we were part of ToysRUs Inc., which is a global company based in the US. Now we're separated, but back then they had their own global system that they were rolling out. So we're like, hey, we want to do this. This is our own thing, and it was quite a hard sell for us to get that approved. So we looked at all different providers and different opportunities. And at the end of the day, Salesforce was the one chosen because the system is something that would be evolving. We know it can handle our growth. We know that we don't have to worry about a lot of the simple things because that's what Salesforce and Commerce Cloud do. So we can really focus on what we are doing, and what we should be doing as a retailer is selling products and focusing on our customers. So we see it really great. We've now got our Singapore site live now. It's been live for about 2 months, and that's going well. So we're really happy.
That's great to hear. And I think from what I have from what you say, that the partnership between this sort of online and in-store model is part of the success, I guess, of like focusing on that customer and making sure that they're not competing against each other. And I think it probably resonates with a lot of our customers here in Asia as well, that you have to get buy-in with stakeholders outside of region, and really showing the value and basing it around the customer and what you want to do and the experience you want to deliver is really powerful. So I don't have a crystal ball, but I would love to understand what your thoughts are on the future of retail, future of ToysRUs, and maybe from the angle of how do you see Salesforce enabling you as a partner as you try to reach some of those future goals?
Sure. Maybe we should start selling crystal balls. They'll go off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't know what's going to happen, but we have seen signs of it now with the recent COVID-19. But we see stores and digital as being vital together and to coexist together and support each other, and they'll slowly become closer and closer. So we want to make sure we're more engaging in store and making sure that our digital experience is complementing that and enhancing that even more online. So this is about back to basics. So we're currently in the process of launching Salesforce Commerce Cloud across different markets across Asia, as well as a PIM system and an order management system. And by the end of the year, most of our markets will be live on Salesforce Commerce Cloud. But we've launched Singapore recently, and everyone's going, oh, wow, the site's so good. It's fast, all this stuff. When I search, it comes up with results. Who would have known? But one thing, that's all true, and it's great. But we're really just caught up to what our customers expect us to be today. So although it's awesome and fancy, it's what our consumers expect. So we've really just finally caught up. So Salesforce has allowed us to do that. But the exciting stuff is what comes next. Everyone has a cart, everyone has search, and everyone has filters and navigation. But what can we do on top of that? So that's where Salesforce will come in. So we're excited for where the future brings, and what we can build on top of that to really bring that experience online that we should have with Toys R Us. We should be fun. So we're really excited to what the future holds with Salesforce.
That's amazing. And I love the way that you're utilizing technology and innovation to really, really get in touch with your customers and give them the experience that they look to you for, both online and in store. So Tim, I'm a little bit out of touch, if I'm honest. I'm wondering if you can share with us, what is the sort of toy on trend? What's the favorite toy flying off your e-stores shelves at the moment? And did you see a change at all during COVID-19 and the pandemic?
Yeah, sure. Well, we have the constant toys that always sell. We've got like building blocks, Nerf, LOL dolls, and recently color changing Barbie, which is trends that keep coming. But we've seen some evergreen categories really pick up with COVID-19. We've seen our customers definitely at home with their families and playing and wanting to fill time in, essentially. So we've seen a shift away from more of a single play toys to things like board games, craft and activities, scooters, and outdoor items, the stuff that you can really play together. So we've seen really those categories really jump in the last few months, which is really interesting to see.
I can probably attest to that as well. I ended up picking up a Star Wars puzzle just before we went into circuit breaker from Toys R Us. I need to get going on it though. It's a bit challenging. I've got lots of time though, being in lockdown. Tim, thank you so much for your time today. I've really enjoyed our discussion, and especially hearing how you're really approaching digital transformation to focus on that customer experience, both online and in store. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you so much. It's been fun.
Great. And thank you for joining us online. Stay well.